Chapter 4, Lost Ones. Devonna did not know where she was when she first woke up. She was lying in a very comfortable bed. The blue curtains were drawn, making the room dark, but she could tell it was daylight. This was unlike home, where her bed was stiff. She slept in the same room as her sisters, but they shared a twin bed. She did not want to get up because the bed was so comfortable, and there was a sweet, fresh smell permeating throughout the room. She had never in her life slept all night. Usually there was noise from people being out all night in the courtyard or sirens blaring throughout the night. Here was different. Her sisters slept quietly next to her, and she imagined they had had the same treat, sleeping all night. She looked over at the nightstand. The clock read 6:48 a.m. She was wearing Monica's pink silk pajamas, and she had put t-shirts on the girls once they took their baths the night before. She sat on the side of the bed, sliding her feet into Monica's matching slippers. They felt so comfortable. Just then, she wondered if Monica knew she had 3 younger sisters and a younger brother. She slowly opened the bedroom door. Quietly, down the long hallway directly facing her was Saxton's bedroom. The double doors were still closed, and she wondered if he was still sleeping. She tiptoed down the hallway until she found the room where she thought Jack would be using and lightly tapped on the door. Yeah! She opened the door quietly. He was lying on his back against the big fluffy pillows, but he was wide awake. She came in, sat on the side of the bed. How long have you been up? About a half an hour or so, since about 6:30. Yeah, me too. Why don't we go downstairs and fix breakfast? Really? Saxton told us not to touch anything, Dev. I know, but it's the least we can do. We have to show him that we're trying. We won't be a burden. Maybe if we prove ourselves, he would think about letting us stay. Jack pondered her suggestion before saying, You think he'll really let us stay here? Come on, Dev. We could at least try. Keep our rooms and bathrooms clean, get the morning paper and... I have a feeling he reads the news on his phone. Yeah, that's true. But anyway, let's look for things to do that will help out around here. Okay. They found the pancake mix and made the batter. Devonna found fresh fruit in the fridge, and they opened the bacon and started frying it. They were on a roll. There was a stack of pancakes, fruit on the table, a pot of coffee brewed, and bacon. Devonna was setting the food on the large dining room table when she heard someone say, What are you doing? What are you doing? She almost dropped the platter of bacon. Startled, she turned around. A short Latina woman stood there holding a large purse. She was dressed in a pair of navy khakis and a button-down blouse the same color. I said, Who are you? No, you asked what we were doing. Jack shot back at the woman. Both, who are you and what are you doing? I'm Devonna, and this is my brother Jack. Devonna and Jack who? And who let you in? Our last name is Weller. We're Saxton's brother and sister. She rested her bag near the entrance of the dining room. Where is he? He's upstairs. She headed upstairs. Devonna and Jack waited, standing between the sunroom and the dining room, watching the short woman head upstairs. Told you this was a bad idea. I wonder if that's his girlfriend, Jack said. Devonna nudged him. No. Anyone can tell she's his domestic worker. How do you know? I just know. Like you knew he would accept us, right? The woman returned. She looked perturbed. He's asleep right now, and I'm not going to wake him. But who told you to come downstairs and cook? We wanted to help out. Devonna said, you can help by taking all this food back in the kitchen. Come on, let's go. She waved them towards the kitchen. Devonna grabbed the platter of bacon and Nina grabbed the bowl of fruit. What? You want us to throw this away? Saxon is wealthy, but he doesn't throw away food. Problem number one is that you took the food to the dining room. He'll have an absolute fit if you do that. She directed them to set the food on the island in the kitchen. He doesn't eat in a dining room? Only when he's having a romantic dinner with someone. And that is not very often. The other problem is that you made the coffee way too soon. He's not even awake yet. Well, as long as we keep the coffee hot, it shouldn't matter, right? Devonna said. Wrong. He likes his coffee brewing when he goes out on the terrace and reads the news on his computer or his phone. Jack glanced at his sister and they smiled. Problem number 3 is that I did not fix this breakfast. Well, you can pretend you did. How would he know the difference? Because I don't eat carbs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They heard the boisterous voice behind them. There stood their oldest brother, dressed in a pair of jeans and a white pullover polo. He joined them in the kitchen. Pancakes are carbs, he added. The children were too afraid to speak. We're sorry, Saxton, Devonna said. Saxton did not say anything. He headed over to the coffee maker and poured a cup. But you were on time with the coffee. I just so happened to get up a little earlier than usual because we got to work on getting you guys a place. Devonna and Jack stole glances at each other. Nina set the fruit on the table out on the terrace beyond the double doors. She returned. You kids may as well eat this food. Yeah, so I can find some place to take you. There's got to be a relative you kids can go to. It was too late last night. Nina looked puzzled. Wait, they are your family, Saxton. You are a relative. I don't know that now, do I? Okay, that's easy. Get DNA test. That would solve the problem. Without another word, he headed out on the terrace with his coffee. He placed his phone next to him. What is going on here? Nina asked as she set the food on the breakfast table in the kitchen. Devonna explained it all to her. He's a cold man, but you are not going anywhere. Shelley and Keena made their way downstairs. There are 4 of you? Yes, Devonna said. Nina looked at the children with compassion. And your mommy's been missing for over a week? Yes, ma'am, Jack said. I know you are not going anywhere now. Not as long as I have something to do with it. Eat your breakfast, kids. She headed out on the terrace and closed the door. Devonna noticed she took the chair right next to Saxton at the table. Saxton, you are crazy. You can't just send them away. She lowered her voice, not wanting the kids to hear her. I'm not sending them away. I'm simply sending them to a relative. There's a difference, and stay out of my business. Ignoring his order, she added, don't you think if they had a relative they could go to, they would? Or they did. You are the relative. He side-eyed her and looked back at his phone. The door opened. The youngest child came out on the terrace and stood next to Saxton. Good morning, she said. He looked at her and back at his phone. Good morning, she said again. Good morning, kid. Now go finish your breakfast. Shelley stared at him with large questioning eyes a few minutes before leaving, and then she turned around and said, You don't like me. Huh? He answered. Nina watched the scene, wondering if this man would show a little compassion. You don't like us. I didn't say that. Then why you talk to us like that? I'm busy. Go finish your breakfast, okay? I do like you, okay? She made her way back into the house, spoken out of the mouths of babes. Nina said before following the child inside. Once they were gone, he released a long breath and looked towards the trees, keeping his face away from the people in that house.